Fucking, why would you do that? You block 2 spaces by parking there, you muppet. I have a very dirty Rover 25, and I also have something I've been meaning to buy for a while. A pressure washer. Don't know how good it is. Maybe someone will tell me that, you know, if you're going to buy one, buy a really good expensive one. But this one was, I think, £70. That's what I thought. I'd end up having to pay about 70 or 80 or 90 pound for one of these. And I just happened to look online yesterday. Euro car parts, £24. £24. So I thought that's way too cheap not to go and buy. So I did. Instruction manual, some screws and a ring. I'm not sure why can't they just put the things on there in the first place.
Warning! This machine has been designed for use with cleaning agents supplied with or recommended by the manufacturer. The use of other cleaning agents or chemicals may adversely affect the safety of the machine. Warning! Do not use the machine within range of persons unless they wear protective clothing. Warning! Risk of explosion. Do not spray flammable liquids. Warning! High pressure cleaners shall not be used by children or untrained personnel.
So it seems I've bought an item that I am going to have to read the instructions for, because it's all just bits of things in bags. As much as I'd like to just get something out of the box and just be able to use it, some things you can't do that. You have to put together, you have to figure out how they work. And with something like this, not only because I've just paid for it, but it is something that I've been wanting for a very long time. So off I go, off I go, off I go, sticking all the bits together, reading through the instructions like a proper grown-up, having multiple cups of tea, stopping for the occasional Jaffa cake, and just generally enjoying myself. Down in the other end of the yard, of course, is the Dungeon of Despair. Yes, it is full of despair because it's so cluttered up. And I simply don't have the space in here to actually organise it any better. However, that's going to change quite soon. Gloves. With every job I want to do, there's another job in the way stopping me from doing it. And it's about time I took control of this. Oh yes, something's definitely going to happen, all right? I don't really want to work in a junkyard. Deep down in the dungeon of disease, we have located right in the corner a tap. That could come in very handy. It's going to come in very, very handy very, very soon. I'm going to show you why. Throughout my entire time here at Project Nigel, and even the time before it was called that, it wasn't called anything, I have never had a hose pipe. With that, I've also never had a jet wash. So my washing of cars, which I do like to keep clean, has been entirely around buckets and sponges or microfiber mitts, carrying big buckets of water around and getting my feet soaking wet, unless of course the chap next door is in and I can use his hose pipe. But times are changing. Times are changing here indeed at Project Nigel headquarters, because I am moving into the 20th century. So many things are going to change around here, you won't even recognise it. I won't recognise it. I won't even know where I am. I'll wonder whether I'm at work or somewhere else. So I have my £24 jet wash from that car factor's place. Then I went off and got myself a hose pipe. Now the trick is, where do I go with it? I have my tap over in the corner there, and it's well and truly long enough to just be pulled out over here, and then the cleaning area then could be here, which I do generally think is ever so slightly a bit of a tight spot. But then it could be here, which is a tight spot currently, but could be cleared away. Interesting, hey? Or another plan. look, there we go. There's my hose pipe. Somewhere over here, behind these door cards, is a hole in the wall. I remember seeing it. I know it's there somewhere. If I can find this hole, then what I can do is plug it in here, stick it through the hole. The hole comes out somewhere in the secret area. I think, is that it there? There's not much of a hole if it is. Anyway, if I can find the hole, then all I've got to do is drag the pipe through there and it will go up there, beyond the junk of soon to be removed. And that's my top lock up there. As you can see, it's not really very far away. 25 metres I've got. That's more than enough. Right, I've found it. Unfortunately, it's a bit further along than what I thought. What's that flashing? Was it flashing? Gosh, that's weird. That's scary. Beyond this corner here, there are a couple of holes, but they're not there, which is what I originally thought. But in fact, it's there. So that's 3 metres, meaning 6 metres are taken up just with wall. That might not be quite what I'm looking for after all. Well, having sort of installed this and then reeled it all outside, thinking that way would probably be the easiest way, although not the most convenient in the long run, I changed my mind and thought I've got to try it over the top. So I started removing these parcel shelves, and what do I see? Daylight. That's what I see. The only thing is, not quite enough daylight. The gap there isn't really big enough to get the hose pipe through. So I have to try and widen it somehow. Through the hole and then up there. This is just fantastic. I'm so pleased I've tried this out. That is going to be awesome. Somewhere there will be a gap along the bottom of here as well. I can just feed the tube through. Slightly precarious walk down the back of the lock up here. Oh, I used to have this cleared so I could come around the back here regularly, but I haven't now, as you can see. So this is a view you may not have seen before. This lot will be getting cleared up this summer. All this lot's for the tip. Gosh, look at the size of that gap. That's much bigger than I was expecting. I think it's long enough. Righty, okay, that is ready. Ready indeed to have a go of washing a car. And the only thing is, I'm a bit fearful of these leaking, and because it's quite a long way round the back, an awful lot of water could get spilt. Let's give it a go. So that's taken 37 seconds to walk here. So if I've got water spilling everywhere, that's going to be a disaster. Back quickly, as quick as I can, just in case it's spilling everywhere, which hopefully it won't be. Might even run. Oh, look at that, got to it just in time. Right, round the back again to turn the tap off. Tighten that up a bit more, see if that's all it was. I don't think it liked being on the bread baskets because of the pressure, the extra strain on the joint there. So, as a temporary measure, to see if this works, I've just cable tied it to the top of there, like that. And now, as you can see, there's a nice curve there. And that might be better. Okay, time for a dash. And off I go down round the back again, down the back to the dungeon of death. The dungeon of death, where death doesn't happen but lots of stinky things do, including mice, including rats, but probably not more than you'd think. Oh, it's definitely more mice than rats. In fact, I haven't seen a rat for a while. Ugh. Tap on. And then back up the other way. Last time I I actually walked, didn't I? I didn't run up here. So I'm just going to walk again. If the lockup gets flooded, well, it gets flooded. It's not such a big deal, is it, surely? Or maybe it is. There's nothing electrical over that side, so it shouldn't really matter too much. Just, I'm used to everywhere being damp anyway, so I'm not really going to be overly concerned by the matter. And it's still leaking. But why? That's leaking quite a lot as well. But then when you turn the tap on, it still leaks, but not as much. That's the answer then, isn't it? For the moment. It definitely has a good reach. I feel like a fireman!